I'd like to call up some people. So we have some great product testimonies. I'd like to call up Scott Henderson and Bernadette Simoni. If you'd like to come up, we'll say a few incredible testimonies.
My name is Scott Henderson. I'm here from Moncton, New Brunswick, or Shediac, New Brunswick. And my background, a little bit about my background. I have a background in the military, 24 years. I served in the ice storm and the floods, 2 national emergencies here in Canada. And I also served in Kosovo, 99, 2000, Bosnia, 2004, and Afghanistan, 2005. I got involved with Max after losing my career in the military. I was in a place where I had gotten an accident in Afghanistan that eventually ended my career. I dealt with chronic pain for 6.5 years. Ended up with a hip replacement, shoulder surgery, radiating nerve pain, chronic pain every day, and upon all kinds of medications. And this eventually ended my career, and I didn't know what I was going to do with the rest of my life, except for be home at pain on medications. And a lot of people are in the same situation. So I also, that thing that scared me a lot as well was I didn't know if I'd be able to support my family, always being used to being a single income earner and supporting my family on just my pension, because I lost most of my income when I lost my career. And the unknown, going in the unknown was very, I didn't know what was going to happen in relation to finances. So about a year after being released, I was introduced to Max, initially to help me with my health by somebody who saw me struggling. And I looked into the science because I was a mechanic in the military. I needed to know how things worked. So I dug into the science. I understood the science, and it was very impressive. We met again, and they talked about the opportunity to earn an extra income. And at that point, I knew that this is something that I could do, and it didn't matter my physical restrictions. So I joined up, got the products in, and in a very short time, I noticed small changes. And then as longer I went, the more changes I noticed. And within 2 months, I was able to hand in my last prescription that I was able to completely get off all medications from pharmaceutical-wise, and I haven't looked back. And it's continually got better and better over the years. And I've been involved with Max now for almost 7 years, and I'm very passionate about helping others in the same situation and bringing back hope, and now also helping others earning a great income and earning some of those great incentives you were talking about. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott.
So much like Scott, it's a little bit different, but kind of along the most similar lines, like yourself, Scott. My name is Bernadette Simoni, and I'm a registered dental hygienist. I have a very busy practice in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and I was introduced to Max from a very good friend of mine and colleague, because I was in a very bad motor vehicle accident in 2011 that literally took me out of my profession the day that it happened. So I got hit on the highway at high speeds. I am a very small-boned person, and the impact was too much for me, and that was it. I was done as a dental hygienist. So it was several years. Jasmine, who you heard speak to tonight, was the one who saw my suffering. I literally couldn't get out of bed for the first 6 months of that accident, and I was told by doctors that I would probably never return to dental hygiene again. Get used to the new you is what they said, and that wasn't me, because I was a go, I was a single mom, 2 girls. Financially, it was a very scary time because I was on my own. So I was really hopeless during this time. So my friend said, look, I have something that I know that will help you. But being the skeptical person that I am, I said no. So she came with a lot of patience, I have to say, and a lot of love. And she said, look, give me 3 months, 4 months. And if you don't see a difference, then we'll call it quits. So I took her advice. I did that. And I'm so happy that I did, because it did take some time. It didn't happen overnight. But the results that I got was literally unbelievable. And again, like Scott, I was on a lot of medications. I was gaining weight on these medications. I was not feeling myself on these medications. I couldn't even drive my daughter to school. She had to help dress me. So it was the desperation that I think made me say, okay, look, let's see if this works. And it did. After that, I shared it with a lot of people in my family. One by one, I couldn't believe, it didn't matter what that person was suffering from. The products helped them in a huge way. And to this day, the longer those people are on the products, we're seeing, like Scott said, there's consistent and even more results and health benefits coming when you're on these things for a longer period of time. On a business standpoint, I'm a dental hygienist with my own practice, so I understand small business. And we invested a lot of money to put into our dental hygiene practice just to get it up and running. Equipment, sundries, infection control, cost thousands. So the investment is huge. The continued investment on a monthly basis is even bigger. So for me, I just started sharing, and then I started seeing what was happening around me, and I said, this is crazy. I can really benefit financially for this, and it would really help my family, especially as a single mom. So I started doing that and started seeing the commissions like Kelly started told you about tonight, that they're real, and they're unbelievable. We've been able to experience trip incentives. Max International has sent us away just recently to Costa Rica. So a few of you went to Mexico, and it's on them. So that's just a bonus. But the residual income that's coming in is phenomenal in our family now, and it has allowed my husband, who just lost his job. It's been several years now, but the company shut right down, and this is happening all over the place, more and more. We see it in retail, we see it in factories, and he was a supervisor for 20 years, shut the door, that was it, he was done. We had Max International, that residual income coming in, so now he didn't even have to go back to work. It supplements his income, and he helps me at my dental hygiene practice, and he's around to do so much there. So we're forever grateful for the opportunity, really. So take a look at it, really research it, talk to the person that brought you. I would highly recommend getting on board and reaping the benefits from it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bernice. Now I have the pleasure of introducing you to a very special lady. I am so excited for her. She has really, I've watched her for many years, and now we're starting to see people go on their trips, and they're sticking with it, and they're getting inspired by all the leaders, and they're taking action. And I followed this lady since years and years. And she's such an inspiration to her team. She's got a business, around the world. And I'd like to give a round of applause to Anne Bushell, our newest diamond, who is going to Bali.
I always learn a lot when I come to these events and also participate in these events here in Toronto. So again, my name is Anne Bushell. I've been with Max International now for 11 years this coming March 31st. And I'm more passionate and excited about Max today than I was when I hopped on board in 2009. It's been such an exciting, exhilarating ride. And so many hundreds and thousands of lives have been changed. And that's such a blessing to the people whose lives have changed, but also to me. It's very gratifying to have so many people with amazing, amazing health benefits, changes, life-changing. And at the same time, there's people whose lives have been changed financially as well, because there's a very good business attached to Max International. And you just have to share with everybody you meet. Wherever you go, always be listening and ready to share. So when I came on board Max in 2009, I had been working in a furniture store for 4 years, part-time. I enjoyed the job because I met people and it was good to build relationships, so it was fun. And at that time, I was with another company who I was with for 13 years, part-time, and I enjoyed that business too because I have quite an entrepreneurial spirit. But that company didn't have a pay plan that was fair and ethical to the part-time person. But I didn't really realize that at that time. I was just enjoying building the business and meeting people. And overnight, the furniture store went into liquidation. So that's it. No job, out the door. Mid-50s. And I thought to myself, well, I'll just work harder at my part-time business. And in 6 months or so, I'll have replaced the income because I'm going to work it hard, okay, full-time. 6 months later, I was no further ahead. And it was at that point that I was introduced to Max International. And I'll be forever grateful to Mike and Lynn, who have been the hugest, best mentors I could possibly have had the good fortune to partner with. And I worked, well, Mike used to come down to my house every 2 weeks, and he would be coaching me. I'd be in my office, he'd be in my dining room, and I would listen to him on the phone, listen to what he was saying, and he just taught me a huge amount, and I had to leave behind things that I had done with my previous company and go a different path. But it absolutely worked. So I was totally focused for the first 90 days and got to the gold position. And then I stuck there. And that went on for some time. And then I moved up to platinum, and we saw the levels earlier on. And I sat there for 4 years. Until on the cruise last year, which was our convention, I thought to myself, enough's enough. This year, 2019, I'm going to diamond. One way or another, I'm going to diamond. So I'm working, and then it came to October, and I thought, this is it. I'm going to do a 90-day blitz and get to diamond. So I went to work with members of my team, and we concentrated on level 1 and getting to bronze, which are the first 2 places you need to master and work with your sponsor. And I was focused on one of my ladies to get her to gold. And that's where my focus was totally on her. And it wasn't until November that I thought to myself, my goodness, I think maybe I can make diamond. So I worked and made diamond in November, on November 29th. So 90-day blitz absolutely works, 100% focused, put the blinkers on, no TV, and you can do it too. Thank you. That's it.
So I'd like to introduce 4 very, very special people. They are a wonderful team in Max that helps us build, each and every one of us, to realize our dreams. And we'll start with Mike and Lynn Mabrun. They're double diamonds with Max International, and Chris and Tammy Gingras, crown diamonds. Please help us welcome them.
Actually, my testimonials, what actually got us to embark and partner up with Max International. 13 years ago on March 13th, this is when we joined Max. It came about because of, most of you know, but I have a rare skin disorder, and it affects my circulation as well as my vascular system. Health was perfectly fine, was very active. I was into sports. I was a figure skater. I was a track and field athlete. And by the age of 15, I went downhill. I think I did too much with my legs, so I started losing the feeling in my legs. Parents brought me back. They ended up reviewing my medical journal because I'm in medical books with my condition. And he says, well, Lynn, I have sad news for you. I said, I suggest that you don't have any children And most likely with what's happening with you right now, you'll be in a wheelchair by the age of 50. Fast forward, met Mike, I was 15, married him at 19, and told him my story about what the doctor had said. And I says, well, are you willing to take a chance on me? Because I don't want to be 50 years old and say, what if I could have had children? Are you willing to take a chance on me, even though he could take my life? So we did end up having children, although we lost 2. We miscarried 2, and I have 3 today. But that came at a cost. Again, I live out in the country. Well, we live out in the country, and our driveway is 85 feet long, and I couldn't walk to the end of my driveway to get the mail out of my mailbox. So this went on for quite a few years until I went back to the doctors again and says, listen, I can't keep doing this. I can't live this way. And he says, well, there's still nothing we can do for you, but maybe you should try injections. So my routine was to get 30 to 60 injections in each legs once a week. And that one, my routine was to get 3 months of injections and then 3 months off. 3 months on, 3 months off. So that went on for 7 years prior to when Mike came home with the product. Once he brought home the product, after 3 days, I said, what is in this? Beep. I said, I can't believe it. I just walked into my neighbor's driveway. So as the weeks progressed and as the other products came on board with Max International, my health started to improve a lot better. My coloring improved, although my injections now I get 2 weeks of injections and I have a year off. So they're much further apart, and my coloring's better, I sleep better, my energy's better. I'm more productive in a day. I get to do more in one day. I could roam around on the floor with my grandchildren now, and I get to travel. These products has not cured what I have, but you know what? It's given me a much better quality of life than where I could have been. And last February 1st, I turned 50, and that wheelchair is not near me. Thank you.
We came in this business because of the product. We've stayed in this business because of the product. And when we travel, and we meet new people and we hear testimonials, that's what drives us. That impacts us and drives us to have the success of the people that we're helping. Because, you know, sometimes you don't want to get up on a plane, get up in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning because you're going somewhere to help people. But you know what? When you have testimonials that really pushes you out of bed and saying, there's a reason why you're going down there. Because these people are really having some insane, incredible product experience. Because our product, there's nothing out there. Believe me, if you're looking at this for the very first time, and you're like a John Hobbs, and you're doubting Thomas, let me tell you, when your family starts looking at you with 4 eyes and say, what the heck did you just give me? Because this product is incredible when you test it yourself, when you have people surrounding. Because let me tell you this. When we came in, I bought 3 months' supplies. One for me, my mom, my wife. I was not the person who got the product experience. I was not. I just thank God today that I didn't just buy it for me. I bought it for my mom and my wife. They're the 2 people in my life that I changed. One of them is the love of my life, and the other one gave me birth. And I said, heck, if 2 out of 3, that's very good. Thank you.
I've got 6 grandchildren. Chris and I have been in network marketing for many years before Max came along. We were familiar with glutathione. It was a no-brainer for us to get involved with this company. And it was a much better product through Max than what we were familiar with. We came into Max. The product, like I said, it was a no-brainer. We were in debt up to our eyeballs. Can anybody relate? This was our situation, and it was very painful. I remember I didn't even want to get out of bed, and Chris kept saying, Tammy, you got to get up, you got to get up. And I'm the person that gets up in the morning and wakes him up and said, let's go to the gym, let's do this, let's do that. And women, we have that, we need that security. It's important to us, and when you don't have that, it affects you. So long story short is we got involved in Max right from the very beginning. Do you know our anniversary is February? This couple days, in a few days. So we started right from the beginning here in Canada, and we just exploded it like Mike and Lynn. We put our heads down, we got focused, we got to talk to everybody. It exploded really quick in the international markets. We're traveling more than we're at home. We have our second home in Daytona Beach, Florida, so we just flew in for this event, and we're flying back out. But Max really gives you a lifestyle that whatever it is that you dream of, whatever it is that you want out of this, if you work towards it, and I highly recommend to be at the training all day tomorrow. There's going to be phenomenal training for you who are evaluating. Take the time, it's worth it. And learn what the trainers are doing, what the leaders are doing, and apply it in your business, and you can do anything with this.
Let's give her a hand. You know, just in closing, it's very interesting because like Mike and Lynn, Tammy and I, we've been watching the company evolve. We've been watching Associate evolve. And it's really humbling to see what's going on. Just tonight, another triple diamond on the other side of the world in the Philippines was just produced. Because of that, we had another 2 or 3 diamonds. Mike and Lynn, which helped Ann Bushel, to get to a diamond here in Canada. Folks, you need to understand this is the real deal. Often the real deal is disguise, and it's not obvious, and we look like everything else. Don't let the obvious deceive you. This is a good business venture. And I respect the people that stick with it, that goes through the process. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. There's going to be ups, and there's going to be downs. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, where momentum lasts about 18 months, and then you need to consolidate and figure out what direction you do, where you go, and how you duplicate and how you need to evolve. We will share that with you. Tammy and I don't give up. Many of you know us well. Mike and Lynn feel the same way. We don't give up, ever, on you. If you want to break free from your financial situation, or if you just want a better health condition, I assure you, we can help you. So on this note, folks, thank you so much for being here. And the last 2 speakers, I'm going to let Kelly introduce them. And again, thank you for attending this evening.
Let's give a standing ovation to these leaders, because we are where we are today because of these leaders and because of corporate. So grateful. So grateful. So tonight, you've heard about the presentation. We started off with the science. We talked about the products, the business opportunity. You heard incredible stories, testimonies about the product as well as the business. We have, people that are achieving, like myself, trip incentives, other people in the team, and that's why it's important, if you're new to, and looking at this business, is to talk to people, as Lynn mentioned. Our latest, newest diamond, Ann Bushel, who's going to be off to Bali, like Chris said, a new triple diamond. So this is real. The opportunity is real. I will never look back to working a job again in my entire life. So one of the things that's important is that we've talked about, the importance of great leaders. And I'm sure that you're going to get a sense of this great culture. And that's really important, is to have that. Secondly, is to have breakthrough products, breakthrough technology in the world in the form of products that nobody else has, that are changing people's lives. Now, there's a third component that's absolutely critical in terms of a successful company, and that is having the visionaries and the leaders behind at the corporate level. Would you agree with that? You have to have a team, corporate aligned, working together, partnering with the field to make this an absolutely spectacular opportunity. So we're grateful this weekend that corporate, coming from the US, to be with us tonight, to be able to share and to offer their support. These are leaders that are in the field from corporate, and that means a lot. So I'd like to introduce to you, as many of you know, the Senior Vice President of Sales, General Manager of the Americas and Australia, Mr. John Winterholler, and standing ovation. And we also have Larry Lowe, the brilliant man, the Chief Marketing Officer that is responsible for a lot of the beauty line that we created, the marketing. Please help us welcome these critical men. Thank you.
We've had a busy day. Many of you joined us this morning, as well as were part of our filming and and some of your team meetings this afternoon, and it's thrilling to see all of your faces here tonight. I would just put an exclamation mark and say ditto to everything that's been said by our wonderful presenters earlier. Tomorrow's going to be a wonderful day. Lots of training for those of you who might be new to Max or here to investigate Max. We welcome you wholeheartedly tomorrow to be with us if your time permits. If not, we hope to have further conversations with you about potentially becoming part of our wonderful culture. So thank you for being here. It's our pleasure and privilege to come and be with you each and every time, even at the end of January. And it's certainly not as cold this time as it was the last time I was here in January. So thank you for bringing that better climb. And I'll turn the mic over until tomorrow to our Chief Marketing Officer, Larry Lowe.
Right? Now, what's important is that we have this slogan, and it's called We Are Max. And we say this, and it doesn't matter if you're in the Philippines or Africa or Latin America or Canada or wherever it is. We are Max. That means that we are together. And I have to tell you that you can take any one of you here and put you in West Africa or in Malaysia or in Australia and New Zealand, and I have to tell you, you will all get along. The character is amazing with this company, and we are here to support you. So that is our jobs. And you can't get a better general manager in terms of John Winthaler. His network marketing experience is stellar. And then you've got Chris and Tammy, Mike and Lynn, Jasmine, and everyone that you saw here tonight is here to support you. So owning a small business and being an entrepreneur is very, very difficult. You have so many roles to play. And we're saying, hey, come join this company. Come join this network marketing company. Come sell supplements and so forth, right? And you might be thinking, oh, I don't know. There might be some skeptics in the audience, right? Now, I'm one of the biggest skeptics you'll ever meet. I've been a skeptic since I was a child, right? My mom said, hey, I'm your mama. I was like, show me your birth certificate. I need to prove that. I need to see that, right? But, so I'm from New York, and we were just skeptical, you know? And I spoke to the CEO 6 years ago, and he was like, hey, come join Max. I was skeptical until he showed me the science. Jasmine presented that to you. Showed me the science, and I was like, okay. I had worked in pharmaceutical marketing for quite a while, and I was impressed. I was like, what kind of supplement company has a patent? Look, really, you can look it up. They have a patent, a U.S. patent, for the way that it works, a mechanism of action, MOA, right? And so I was impressed. I'm like, okay, right? Then I said, okay, what about this business opportunity? Is this business opportunity real? I've heard some things about network marketing companies and so forth, right? And so he showed me the model for the business opportunity. You know, Kelly, she walked you through the compensation plan. And I've been all over the world watching how we have changed lives from a health and a financial perspective. And you're probably here for an opportunity, right? Things are difficult out there. And we're here to tell you we're going to make it easy for you to make that transition to come and be with Max. Okay, that's our jobs. That's what we do. Okay, you have great mentorship in the field. You're going to have great support from corporate. This is our jobs. So we are going to give you world-class materials, right? We are shooting to be the best. We're shooting to look the best. We're shooting to be better than any of our competitors, whether you're being network marketing or retail. We're going to give you those materials. We're going to give you that training. And tomorrow, please come back so that you can see that the proof is in the pudding, okay? So you're going to meet people who are going to expose you to the way that we train. We're going to expose you to more of our products. We're going to expose you to ways to market and sell the product as well and sell the opportunity. So we're going to do that tomorrow for you, okay? So come get a taste of that, because a company is not its products. A company is not its service. A company is its people, right? I think we all agree on that. There are so many companies that are similar in terms of what they offer and what they provide, but ultimately, you don't want to work with somebody who you don't like, someone who doesn't support you. You want to work with good people. You want to work with good-looking people. You understand what I'm saying? So now, tomorrow, we invite you back, please, at 10 a.m. Now, you may be intrigued, and you may know one or two or three people who you think say, okay, this might be interesting. You know, bring them with you. We're willing to take the friendship test. You know, we believe our friends more than we believe a stranger, right? Bring them along with you. Bring them along with you. Let them get a taste of Max, okay? And with that said, I will say, please have a good night, get home safely, and we are Max, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So thank you very much.